So let's talk about advantages of automation testing. The main advantages of automation testing are fast. The cost to the company get decreases if you use automation testing, and quality, repeatability, and reusability. These are what the advantages of automation testing. So let us focus on each and every element and let's discuss the things. Time. Yes, whenever we talk about the time, execution is very fast in automation testing. Execution is fast. But whenever you talk about creating a test cases, it may take time, but execution is very faster when compared to manual testing. So obviously the fast execution in the sense wind upping the project in a shorter time. So obviously that reduces the project cost, and cost to the company also get decreases. This is what one of the benefit of fast execution. Not only that, there are multiple advantages of faster execution. If I take some example, something like this, if I want to execute 100 test cases or 1000 test cases in 3 days of a time, obviously it is impossible for me to do that in 3 days of a time. So I need to use some extra resources, or I need to plan it in some other way. So here comes the automation. Using automation, I can complete this in shorter time. And the very first thing what we need to understand is, if you have 1000 cases to be tested or 1000 scenarios to be tested, in that case we can't do all this 1000 in a automation. Hardly 70% can be automated. The rest 30 anyways you need to do it manually only. Clear? So in this case I can do 3000 manually, sorry, 300 manually and 700 using automation tool. Okay, so how much time it takes to complete this 700 test cases? So I'm saying that it will take zero time. Zero. Yep, it's true. So automation works in a such a way that we can perform it completely unattended. I mean to say, write your all the test cases and just click on test suite. Just run it and you do your work. It will perform all the testing activities and it will give you out the result. So you are not wasting your actual time. So whenever you are not using your actual time, so I can call it as a zero. Got the point? Not only that, a simple example, it's just an example. Just before leaving the office, just try to run the test suite, go back and come home tomorrow and open the test result, and you'll see all the results like what is passed and what is failed. You can analyze it simply. Means you are not using your actual time, you are diverting your time to work on some other activity. Literally, it means it is using your zero time. Okay, so it may take some time, we'll discuss that later on, but technically it will not eat your time because you can do it unattended. That is what I mean to say. Next, quality. How can I rely on a tool? No tool will understand our human languages. No tool will have its brain. Anyways, all the information should be fed by the manual. But why we are relying on a tool rather than relying on a human? Why I'm saying that the quality is high for the automation when compared to the manual. So there are few scenarios where a human can't keep his 100% effort there. If I can give you an example like this, I have 100 username and passwords to be executed. Assume it. Means you need to enter the username, password, click on sign in. Check where it is going on to. Again, enter a username, password, click on sign in and check where it is going on to. Again, third username, password, click on sign in. Like this, you need to perform 100 usernames and passwords and check where it is going on, and you need to report the things. Okay, so this is what your task. You have done it perfectly today. It's good, fine. So overnight, developer has made some changes to it. So the next day also you need to perform the same activity again. The same activity. Again, you need to perform 100 username and 100 test cases. The same set of username and password for the second day too. Yes, we'll do it for the second day also. Third day also have given you the same task because the developer has again made some changes to it. So again 100 username and 100 passwords. So hardly you will do 70 or 80 because you know the unknown result, right? And fourth day also have given you the same task. Fifth day also have given you the same task. So what happens? The consistency really get decreases. First day you have done 100. Second day you will not. You may do 100. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, the consistency get decreases. Why? Because it's general. As a human, we can't perform repeated activities again and again. We'll be getting bored of it. and intentionally you will skip something in between. So literally, consistency decreases, it directly proportional, quality also decreases. Okay, so to overcome that, if I write this 100 scenarios or 100 test cases and password into a automation, and if I run it, it's going to perform with the same consistency even if I execute it 100 times, because there is no concept of bore for it if it is automation. So obviously, if you have a consistency, same consistency, the quality also enhances. But if it want to do the repeated activity again and again as a human testing, the consistency may get decreased and that may affect the quality. Next, script repeatability and reusability also the important factors. Repeatability and reusability, these are also two important factors of automation testing. Like repeatability, in the sense executing the same sort of script again and again. In a simpler words, let me, there is a narrow difference between it. I'm trying to explain you in a clear process. Assume it, as discussed earlier, have 100 set of username and passwords to be executed. So I'm not going to write a script 100 times, right? I will write a script only once, and I'm going to take the script into loop, and I will give 100 loop, so that the script will execute 100 times automatically, and the data I'm going to write from in Excel sheet, and I'm going to parameterize from the Excel sheet. So what I'm doing, this 4 lines of a script, I'm repeating it 100 times. This is what script repeatability. It is saving us a lot of time. Rather than writing 100 times, write only 4 times, take into the loop and run it. Just see how much of time it's saving us. Next, script reusability means same sort of script performing on a different environments. I'm going to write a login script, assume it, and I'm going to run the same script in Chrome, same script in Safari, same script in Mozilla Firefox. So this is what reusability of a script. Not only that, I have written the script for the version 1.1, assume it. Yeah, after few days, the version 1.2 has been released. So using the same script with a fewer changes on the version 1.2, also a reusability. Repeatability, in a sense executing the same sort of script again and again in a loop, in a simpler words. Reusing, in the sense using the same action script or some script multiple times whenever needed. Okay, so there is a narrow difference. You'll understand it as we go into the subject. This is what the advantages of automation testing. Now let's talk about Selenium.